Hello and welcome to part 4 of this chapter, contour integration. In this chapter we are evaluating some real integrals by using contour integration. In this part we shall evaluate this integral, the sine of x square from 0 to infinity. We shall use contour integration to evaluate this real integral. First of all, we shall convert this real integral to a complex one, and then we shall use the contour integration. The function or the integrand we shall use here is this one, e to the power minus z square, and we denote it by fz. Next we have to find the suitable contour. Now we see that the limits of the real integral are 0 and infinity, so we shall select a suitable contour here. This is the contour. It is a quarter of semicircle. Now the contour has three parts. First, from 0 to r along the real axis, then a circular arc of radius r from theta equal to 0 to theta equal to pi by 4, and finally this straight line theta equal to pi by 4. So we shall use this contour, and the orientation of the contour has been taken as anti-clockwise, that is the positive direction. Now we find that the integrand or the function e to the power minus z square, it is analytic within and on this contour C. So by Cauchy's fundamental theorem, we find that integration of this function around this contour is 0. Now we shall break this integral into three parts along these three parts of the contour. So here it is. These are the three parts. The first one is from 0 to r along the real axis, and the second one is along this circular arc, and finally this one is along the straight line theta equal to pi by 4. And remember, we have to use this direction. Now we shall evaluate these integrals one by one. First one is this integral. Now along the real axis, the imaginary part is 0. So along this real axis, we may replace z equal to x. So for this integral, we have replaced z equal to x, and this is the result. Next we shall evaluate this integral, that is e to the power minus z square along gamma, that means this circular arc. Now we write the equation of this circular arc. This is the equation of the circular arc. Z equal to r into e to the power I theta. R is the radius, and theta varies from 0 to pi by 4. So z equal to r e to the power I theta. So that means dz equal to I into r e to the power I theta d theta. Next we shall replace these two values in the main integral. Replacing this, we find that the integral reduces to this. Theta varies from 0 to pi by 4. Next we shall write e to the power 2i theta as cosine 2 theta plus I sine 2 theta. So here it is. Now as usual, we want to show that the value of this integral is 0. For that we take the modulus. So taking the modulus, the integral becomes this. Now we shall use this well-known inequality. Now we know that modulus of this integral is less equal to integration of this modulus of the integrand, and here we find that r square sine 2 theta is a real number. So e to the power minus I into I square sine 2 theta, its modulus should be 1. Modulus of I is equal to 1. E to the power I theta, it is cos theta plus I sine theta, so its modulus is again 1, and r is a positive quantity, and so as d theta. So using this can be written as, that is equal to 0 to pi by 2. Now e to the power minus r square cosine 2 theta is always non-negative, So we may omit the modulus cos 2 theta into r. Now r is independent of theta, so we can take this r outside the integral, and then there is only d theta, so it is pi by 4. So we want to prove that this tends to 0 as r tends to infinity. For that reason we want to apply the Jordan inequality, but here we see that the limit is from 0 to pi by 4, and moreover there is cosine 2 theta instead of sine theta. So to apply Jordan's inequality, we have to convert this limit from 0 to pi by 4 to 0 to pi by 2, and also in place of cosine 2 theta we have to replace sine theta. For this reason we use this transformation, 2 theta equal to pi by 2 minus phi. So then 2 d theta equal to minus d phi. If we replace these values in the integral, then the integral reduces to this, and which can be written as r by 2 integration 0 to pi by 2 e to the power minus r square sine phi d phi. So here it is. Now we want to apply the Jordan's inequality, and which is for 0 less equal to phi less equal to pi by 2 we have 2 phi by pi less equal to sine phi less equal to phi. So for the values of phi between 0 and pi by 2 we have sine phi is greater equal to 2 phi by pi, that means minus r square sine phi, this is less equal to minus 2 r square phi by pi. So if we apply the exponential function, then e to the power minus r square sine phi, this is less equal to e to the power minus 2 r square phi by pi. So if we apply this inequality in the main integral, then the integral reduces to less equal to r by 2 integration 0 to pi by 2. Now this is less equal to this, so e to the power minus 2 r square phi by pi d phi. Now we can integrate it. After the integration, the integral becomes this. Now we may replace the limits for phi. After replacing the limits and after rearranging, we find that the integral is pi by 4r into 1 minus e to the power minus r square. So here we write, this is the result we have obtained. Modulus of this integral is less equal to this one. Now as r tends to infinity, we find that the right hand side tends to 0. Now we find that modulus of this integral is less equal to this value, which tends to 0 as r tends to infinity. So the only possibility is that value of this integral tends to 0 as r tends to infinity. So this is the result. Next we shall evaluate this integral, that means along this straight line. So first of all we write the equation of this straight line. Here we find that in this straight line theta is constant, which is pi by 4, but r, the distance from the origin, varies. And since the direction of this straight line is taken along this direction, so the distance r, small r, that is, varies from the radius, that is capital R, to 0. So this is the integral, and this is the equation of the straight line. So we have to evaluate this integral. For that we find dz, and it is nothing but e to the power I pi by 4 dr. Replacing this in the main integral, we find that the integral reduces to this, e to the power minus r square e to the power I pi by 2 multiplied by e to the power I pi by 4 dr, where r varies from capital R to 0. Now the value of e to the power I pi by 4 is 1 plus I divided by root 2, and we have changed the order of the limits by introducing minus 1 here. Now since r is a dummy variable, so we have replaced r by x. So this is the value of the third integral. Now we shall replace all the values of these integrals in the main equation. Now this was our main equation. Now in this equation, if we take capital R tends to infinity, then we find that this is 0 to infinity. Now as R tends to infinity, we have already proved that this tends to 0. So this is 0, plus as R tends to infinity, the value of this integral is this one. So as r tends to infinity, this reduces to 0 to infinity. So as r tends to infinity, the value of this integral have been obtained, that is this one, 0 to infinity e to the power minus ix square dx equal to 0. Now this is real integral and we can evaluate this integral. We now evaluate this integral, and to evaluate this integral we replace x square equal to t. So 2x dx equal to dt, that means dx equal to dt by 2x, and which is dt by 2 root t. Replacing this in the integral, we find that the integral becomes this. So taking 1 by 2 outside the integral, we find that it is half 0 to infinity t to the power minus half e to the power minus t dt. Now minus half can be written as half minus 1. So this is nothing but gamma function gamma half, and we know that value of gamma half is root pi. So it is root pi by 2. So value of this integral is root pi by 2. So how do we replace? This is root pi by 2 minus 1 by root 2 1 plus I. Now e to the power minus ix square can be written as cosine of x square minus I sine of x square. So next we write this equation. Now here it is. We shall compare the real parts and the imaginary parts from the both sides. Now if we compare the real parts from the both sides of this equation, then we find this equation, and if we compare the imaginary parts from the both sides of this equation, then we find this equation. Now we can easily solve these two equations to find the values of the integrals cosine of x square and sine of x square. Now solving these two equations, we can easily find that value of this integral is root over 2 pi by 4, and similarly the value of this integral sine x square is root over 2 pi by 4. Actually this 4 is outside the root over, so root over 2 pi divided by 4. So this is the value of the required integral, and furthermore we have found that value of this integral is also root over 2 pi by 4. So that completes the solution. Thanks for watching.